In today's cook, we are making my famous cold and flu soup, which is perfect for when you're feeling a bit run down because it has so much good stuff in it. Vitamin C, soluble fiber, anti-inflammatory properties, and it warms the soul. It's proper good for you. So this is the shopping list that you are going to need to create this phenomenal winter recipe. Of course, the star of the show are the orange things. So we've got carrots. I actually use 6 decent sized carrots in the end, 1 decent sized sweet potato, 2 stalks of celery, an onion, a red traditional pepper, just adds so much to the dish in terms of flavor. We've got some garlic and ginger. I went for the puree because the ginger in the store did not look particularly good. We're going to need some stock. I just went for a simple stock cube, salt and pepper, a boatload of ground turmeric, and some dry sage. And I'm going to start off the cooking process with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. So let's cook. The first step is to prepare your stock. Obviously, I've got this stock cube, so I'm just putting some hot water into it and leaving it to dissolve. Then we go into the preparation of the vegetables. As I said, I used 6, peeled them and then chopped them up into small bite-sized pieces. Now, the size of these vegetables doesn't really matter because we're going to be pureeing it down anyway, but the carrots take longer to cook, so make them small, whereas the sweet potato cooks pretty quick and can break down quite rapidly, so it can be in much larger chunks. Okay, then we go for the onion. Again, I'm just going to slice it crosswise so it does start to break down in the cooking process. With the pepper, I wasn't too bothered, so I just cut it into chunks because we just, over the course of the cooking process, it's going to be cooked through. And then we had the celery where I just cut it in half and then again into small bite-sized chunks. Okay, so we're now going to start cooking in the pot. I've got this kind of faux cast iron pot. It's made of aluminium. It weighs absolutely nothing, but it cooks things like soups, casseroles that I want to cook on the hob rather than slow cook absolutely brilliantly, and I absolutely love it. So we put the onion in. You want to soften that before you do anything else in this recipe. It really adds to it. Then we put in the pepper and we put in the celery. Start cooking that down for about 5 minutes additionally as well before we go and get our garlic, and you can grate that in. I went for about 3 decent sized cloves of garlic in the end for this recipe, and then about a tablespoon of this ginger. You go for a small 1-inch piece if you're going to grate a traditional piece, which I obviously would have preferred. Then we can pour in the stock that we have dissolved. Give that a decent little stir so nothing is sticking on the base of the pot. Then we can add in our flavorings. 1 level teaspoon of the dried sage, one of my favorite herbs, one of my absolute favorite herbs. Really works with so many things. It's so underrated. Then you want approximately 2 tablespoons of ground turmeric. Such a great inflammatory spice that goes really well, adds really earthy notes to this. And again, it's orange. It is dangerous though. I cook loads of turmeric based recipes over the winter, and you end up getting it all over your tea towels, the side, and it stains. So you gotta be careful. Gotta be so careful with that stuff because it doesn't wash out. Then we're going to season with salt and pepper, loads of black pepper because you want the black pepper to activate the turmeric in this soup. So a couple of grains of salt, as many as you like in the black pepper, 15, 20, right? Then we're going to add in the rest of the vegetables. Give it a little bit of a stir around, and then boil your kettle again and put in additional liquid. Now, the more liquid you put in, obviously, the more runnier the end product would be. Now, for me, I like my soup super thick. I like it super thick. So when I get in a chunk of bread, it's actually on the bread. So I just cover it. I just put in some hot water so it just about covers it. Now, you could have filled this, about 15 millimeters from the top of the pan. That would have been perfectly fine, and you just would have got more soup, and you would have got a slightly runnier end product. Okay, so once that's in, put the pot on, bring it to the boil. Once it's been brought to the boil, give it a nice stir so everything is evenly distributed. Remember, all of those flavorings that we added are all nicely combined with the additional liquid. And then put the lid on and cook it slowly for about 1 hour until everything is nice and soft. Then you want to get your blitzer out and just slowly go through and start blitzering it until it goes into a smooth paste. Now, the more liquid in this, the more easier it will be. If I had that additional inch of liquid, I would have been able to put that in there and it would have blitzed it pretty much in one. But because it was nice and thick, I had to go all around to get this really nice, thick, warming, hearty, beautiful soup, which, as I say, goes phenomenal with some buttered bread. Stick it in, spoon it into your mouth, and as I said before, it's good for your soul. You know that it's doing you good because everything in this is good. Hi guys, welcome back to the taste test. Today's cook was a soup, and specifically my orange soup full of carrots, sweet potatoes, ginger and turmeric. And this is something that I always make when I'm feeling a bit down, a bit run down, or I feel like I'm coming down with something. I want something that's full of goodness to try and combat that. And this is what I make. And this is such a flavorful soup. It is probably my favorite soup. It's the soup that I make the most, without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, because as I say, it just fills me with goodness, and I know that it's doing me good. It is a thick soup, so it is pretty substantial. It is not watery. It is, because it's principally vegetables that have been pureed down. So it is really good. It is great with a few slices of buttered bread. Makes a great meal. My dad would probably say you need a few chunks of cheese on the side, but there you go. Let's go for the taste test. It's still really, really hot, so I've probably made a mistake doing the taste test so quickly, but c'est la vie. So you've already seen it. The truth is, it is orange. There's not much, and I nearly dropped that all over the countertop, but here you go. So, the sweetness is insane. You will not believe how sweet that is. That's just one sweet potato. What's it, 6 carrots? Loads of ginger, loads of garlic, nice red pepper. But it is so sweet. It is exactly the sort of thing you want when you're feeling a bit down, you're feeling a bit blue. You want to pick me up. You want to kind of try and prevent that cold from taking hold. We've all had loads of them over the last couple of years, some worse than others. And we just need stuff like that. And to be honest, I made this today. I had this on the back burner. I was going to make it at some point over the winter, but I woke up this morning and I felt like absolute trash. And I thought, it is soup. Today is all about soup. So there we go. Orange, little hum of garlic. Of course, it is an absolute joy. So I hope that you do it if you're ever feeling down, or you just want to have probably the best soup going. Take it easy, hit the like button, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. We'll see you next week.